Your dentist probably hasn't told you this. Right now, while you're watching this video, there's a type of tooth decay spreading through your mouth that's completely different from anything you experienced when you were younger. It moves 5 times faster than regular cavities. It hides where you can't see it. And by the time you feel pain, the damage is already severe. This isn't rare. This is happening to 7 out of 10 Chiaos adults over 65 right now. It's called root decay, and it's the #1 reason seniors lose teeth that could have been saved. But here's what matters most. You can stop it. You can protect yourself. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm Dr. Ethan Miles. I've spent over 25 years specializing in senior oral health, and I need to be direct with you. The dental care approach that worked perfectly when you were 30 or 40 isn't enough anymore. Your mouth has changed. The rules have changed. And if nobody explains this to you, you're fighting a battle you can't win. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your teeth? Not a quick glance while brushing, but actually examined your gum line? Because what I'm about to show, you could save your teeth, your money, and honestly, your quality of life. Let's start with what's actually happening in your mouth right now. Imagine your tooth is like a house. When you're younger, the foundation sits safely below ground, protected by healthy gums. But as we age, those gums recede. They pull back, like a tide going out. Suddenly, the foundation, the roots of your teeth are exposed. Here's where it gets serious. Those roots don't have the protective enamel coating that the crown of your tooth has. They're softer, more porous, and decay spreads through them 5 times faster. Think about that. 5 times faster than the cavities you might remember from childhood. Robert was 68 when this happened to him. He'd brushed twice daily his entire life. He flossed. He used mouthwash. He did everything right. So when his teeth started falling apart, he was furious. Not at me, but at himself. The problem wasn't that he'd done something wrong. The problem was nobody told him the rules had changed. Now, there are 5 major factors causing this epidemic, and I guarantee at least 3 are affecting you right now. Let me walk you through each one, because understanding these is the difference between keeping your teeth and losing them. Factor 1. Dry mouth. This is where everything starts to unravel. Your saliva is like a protective shield for your teeth. It washes away food, neutralizes acids, and repairs minor damage throughout the day. But here's what happens as we age. The average person over 65 takes 4 or more prescription medications: blood pressure pills, antidepressants, antihistamines, pain medications. Every single one can reduce saliva production by up to 60%. Do you wake up with a dry mouth? Reach for water more during the day? Notice food sticking to your teeth? These aren't just annoyances. These are warning signs that your natural defense system is breaking down. Margaret was 73 when she came to see me. She'd lived with dry mouth for years, thinking it was just part of aging. When I examined her, I found decay on 7 different teeth, all along the exposed roots. She started crying and said something I'll never forget. I thought I was just being weak. I didn't know this was real. Factor 2. Gum recession. Try this right now. Look at a photo of yourself from 10 years ago. Now, look in the mirror. Do your teeth look longer? That's not your imagination. That's gum recession. With every millimeter your gums recede, more vulnerable root surface becomes exposed to decay. Factor 3. Acid attack from unexpected sources. Sugar isn't the only enemy anymore. Coffee, tea, fruit juices, even healthy foods like tomatoes create acidic environments. And if you have dry mouth, you don't have saliva to neutralize that acid. It just sits there, slowly dissolving your tooth roots. Thomas came in complaining about sensitivity to cold drinks. He'd stopped eating ice cream because it hurt. I found significant gum recession and decay already forming. He looked shocked. But I don't even eat sweets. How is this possible? Factor 4. The medication cascade. This is insidious. You take medication for blood pressure, which causes dry mouth, which makes swallowing difficult, which makes you sip sugary drinks throughout the day to help things go down. Now you're bathing your teeth in sugar and acid for hours. It's a perfect storm. Factor 5. Diet changes you don't realize matter. As chewing becomes harder, maybe you've shifted to softer foods, smaller, more frequent meals, more carbohydrates because they're easier to eat. Each change increases decay risk if you're not proactive. Dorothy was 81, with perfect teeth her whole life, never a cavity. Then, arthritis made chewing painful. She switched to oatmeal, soup, mashed potatoes, all soft, all easy, but all coating her teeth in starches that break down into sugars. Within 18 months, decay on 5 teeth, she was devastated. Now here's the critical part most people miss. Root decay often doesn't hurt until it's advanced. You might see small brown spots near your gum line and think they're just stains. But underneath, decay is spreading horizontally along the root, weakening the entire structure. By the time you feel pain, you might need a root canal, crown, or extraction instead of a simple filling. So what do? I'm going to give you what I call the 5 pillars of senior dental protection. These aren't theoretical. These are practical strategies my patients use every single day. Pillar 1. Saliva management. First, talk to your doctor about your medications. Sometimes there are alternatives that don't cause dry mouth. Sometimes timing can be adjusted. Second, use saliva substitutes. Products with xylitol not only add moisture, but fight decay-causing bacteria. Third, avoid things that make it worse. Alcohol-based mouthwashes are terrible for dry mouth because alcohol is drying. Helen suffered with dry mouth for 3 years. She was using strong, alcohol-based mouthwash 3 times daily, thinking it would help her bad breath. When I switched her to alcohol-free fluoride rinse and gave her a saliva substitute, she noticed improvement within a week. Within 3 months, her decay risk dropped significantly. Pillar 2. Specialized brushing. What worked at 30 doesn't work at 70. You need a soft bristled brush, not medium, soft. Angle it 45 degrees toward the gum line. Use gentle circular motions, never sawing back and forth. And here's crucial, never brush immediately after eating acidic foods. That acid temporarily softens your tooth structure, and brushing right away can actually wear it down. Wait 30 minutes or rinse with water first. Richard brushed after every meal, sometimes 5 times daily. He thought he was protecting his teeth, but was actually wearing them away. When he switched to a softer brush and waited after meals, his sensitivity decreased dramatically. Pillar 3. Prescription fluoride. The fluoride in regular toothpaste isn't enough for exposed roots. You need prescription-strength fluoride in special toothpastes, gels, or rinses. Studies show this can reduce root decay by up to 70%. 70%. That's not a small improvement. That's life-changing. I prescribe this for every senior patient. Usually it's a gel you apply at night after brushing, directly to the gum line and exposed roots. Don't eat or drink for 30 minutes after. This allows the fluoride to penetrate and strengthen your tooth structure. Sarah was 67 and had already lost 2 teeth to root decay. She was terrified of losing more. With prescription fluoride and these other strategies, she hasn't had a single new cavity in 4 years. She cried at her last checkup, saying she finally felt some control over what was happening. Pillar 4. Professional monitoring. If you're over 55, if you have dry mouth, if your gums have receded, you need to see your dentist every 4 to 6 months, not once a year. I know that sounds like a lot, but here's the math that matters. Catching root decay early costs almost nothing compared to catching it late when you need major treatment. Edward hadn't been to a dentist in 5 years. When pain finally brought him in, I found advanced decay on 8 teeth. 3 had to be extracted. Treatment took months and cost thousands. He said, "I thought I was saving money by not going." Regular visits could have prevented almost all of that damage. Pillar 5. Strategic nutrition. This isn't about eating perfectly. It's about being smart. Reduce the frequency of eating throughout the day. Every time you eat or drink something other than water, your teeth face acid attack. If you're sipping coffee all morning or snacking every hour, your teeth never recover. Try to consolidate eating into defined times. Have acidic or sugary items with meals rather than alone. Consider ending meals with a small piece of cheese, which neutralizes acid and stimulates saliva. And if you wear dentures or partials, remove them at night unless your dentist says otherwise. Your mouth needs recovery time. Patricia wore her partial day and night for 15 years because she was embarrassed. The teeth underneath developed severe decay because they never got properly cleaned. When she started removing it at night, decay progression stopped. Now, let me address something important. People tell me, "Dr. Miles, I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford all these appointments and special products. I hear you, so let me be practical. If you can only afford one thing beyond basic brushing, make it prescription fluoride. It's relatively inexpensive and gives maximum protection. Ask about payment plans. Most dental offices offer them for preventive care. Check dental schools or community health clinics for reduced rates. Be honest with your dentist about your budget so they can prioritize treatment. Remember this: prevention is always cheaper than treatment. Always. James put off dental care for years because of cost. When he finally came in, he needed extensive emergency work. His wife Carol had been coming every 6 months for prevention. Over 5 years, James spent more on emergencies than Carol spent on regular care, even though she came twice as often. Let's talk about something we don't discuss enough: the emotional impact. This isn't just about teeth. It's about your quality of life, your ability to eat foods you enjoy, your willingness to socialize. Studies show seniors with poor oral health are 3 times more likely to experience depression. 3 times. Victor was 82, sharp, funny, full of life. But he'd lost most of his teeth, and his dentures didn't fit well. He stopped going to his weekly card game, stopped going to church. His daughter brought him because she worried about depression. When we got him properly fitting dentures, it was like watching someone come back to life. Within a month, he was back at cards. He told me, "Doc, I finally feel like myself again." That's what this is really about: preserving your dignity, confidence, and joy in life. That's worth fighting for. Let me give you specific warning signs to watch for: small brown or dark spots near your gum line that don't brush away, sensitivity to cold, sweet, or touch near the gums, bleeding gums when you brush, persistent bad breath that doesn't respond to mouthwash, gaps appearing between teeth where there weren't gaps before. Any of these need professional attention. And please, ignore dangerous internet advice. Oil pulling cannot replace regular dental care. A healthy diet alone cannot provide the fluoride protection you need. Small cavities and roots don't wait and see well because they spread fast. Electric toothbrushes with soft bristles are usually gentler than manual brushing, especially if you have arthritis. Ruth read online that fluoride was dangerous. She stopped using it. Within 2 years, multiple cavities. When I showed her actual scientific evidence about fluoride safety and effectiveness, she was shocked. Bad information had cost her dearly. Here's your action plan starting today. First, assess your risk honestly. Do you have dry mouth, receding gums, medications that cause dryness, any sensitivity or discoloration? Second, upgrade your oral care products: soft bristled brush, fluoride toothpaste for sensitive teeth, alcohol-free fluoride rinse. These cost maybe $30 total. Third, schedule a dental appointment if you haven't been in 6 months. Mention you're concerned about root decay. Fourth, start tracking what you eat and drink for a week. Note when your mouth feels dry. This information helps your dentist tremendously. Fifth, talk to your doctor about your medications and dry mouth alternatives. Linda was 69 and hadn't been to a dentist in 3 years. She was scared of what we'd find, scared of cost, scared of judgment. When she finally came in, yes, there were problems. But because she'd made those 5 changes first, we caught things early. Treatment was straightforward. She told me the hardest part was making the appointment. Everything after was easier than she feared. Your dentist should be your partner, not your judge. If you feel judged or shamed, find a different dentist. You deserve respect and compassion. Your oral health is too important to let embarrassment keep you from care. What happens if you implement these strategies? If you have early root decay now, aggressive fluoride treatment and improved care can actually stop the process and reverse early damage. Your tooth structure can remineralize and harden again. If you're high risk but don't have problems yet, these strategies prevent decay from starting. And even if you're 80, protecting remaining teeth improves quality of life for all your remaining years. Let me tell you about Betty. She was 91 when we met, still had 22 natural teeth and was determined to keep them. She'd followed these principles for decades. Dentist every 6 months without fail, prescription fluoride every night, stayed hydrated, paid attention, and addressed changes immediately. But here's what struck me. She said, "Dr. Miles, if I can't eat what I want, if I can't smile at my great-grandchildren without embarrassment, if I can't talk clearly, then I'm not really living. I'm just existing." She understood that oral health is inseparable from overall health and quality of life. Betty passed away at 94 and kept her teeth until the end. Her daughter told me Betty was eating solid food, smiling in photos, and singing at church until her final weeks. That's the power of taking oral health seriously. So, here's what I want you to remember. The silent epidemic of root decay is real and serious, but it is not inevitable. You are not powerless. With knowledge, the right tools, and consistent care, you can protect your teeth well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. You don't have to be perfect with all 5 pillars. Even implementing 2 or 3 dramatically reduces your risk. Every small action adds up. Switching to a soft brush, using fluoride rinse, scheduling that appointment. These are investments in your future self. They're acts of self-respect. You deserve to smile without shame. You deserve to eat what you enjoy. You deserve to live fully, not in fear of dental emergencies. If this information helped you, please subscribe. I share evidence-based dental health information for seniors every week. Share this with someone who might benefit. Let me know in the comments what your biggest dental concern is. Your smile matters. Your health matters. You matter. And it's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. I'm Dr. Ethan Miles, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of those teeth and take care of yourself. The principle is simple. Your oral health directly determines your dignity, nutrition, and quality of life as you age. Protecting your teeth requires knowledge and action, but it is absolutely within your control. Every day you care for your mouth is an investment in a fuller, richer, more confident future.